Welcome to the channel. My name is Mutants. Today we're going to talk about New Mutants issues 71 to 73. Now, even though these are tie-ins into the Inferno crossover, at the same time, it is its own story. So, these issues were written by Louise Simonson, and we have fantastic art by Brett Blevins. Now, when all hell breaks loose in New York City, Blevins is just having a ball. He really lets loose with this really interesting nightmare slash cartoonish situation. Now, the main character to these issues is going to be Illyana Rasputin. It's going to be like the conclusion of her whole saga. Her whole story is very sad and tragic, and like when you get into the details of everything that she had been through, it's just gut-wrenching. Now, before I dive into the issues themselves, I do have to say that the storytelling is a little bit choppy. There's some overlap with that series, so there's stuff that goes down there that has impact in the New Mutant issues. But that aside, without further ado, let's get into this. So the first issue actually starts off, we have the standoff between the New Mutants and Sim, who used to be like the right-hand man to Belasco, the Lord of Limbo. He has been affected by the techno-organic virus, so he's sort of immune to any type of magical attacks. So Magic is having a real hard time dealing with him. The New Mutants are actually saved by this new unknown upstart demon called Nastir. He actually helps them escape. So what happens is the New Mutants start to discover all the terrible things that Illyana had lived through when she was kidnapped and taken to Limbo. They come across Belasco's throne room and they find the skeletons too, some of the X-Men there, who had been corrupted by Limbo and sort of like morphed into these demon forms. There's a lot of references to the Magic miniseries that I have to go back and reread. But what Louise Simonson really wants to show us is that while most of the members of the New Mutants are pretty young and innocent, even though they have been through a lot, Illyana literally has lived through hell. We even get this terrible moment depicted when Sim was about to kill her when she was a very little girl. And she was saved by Nastir. It seems that this demon had always had his eyes on her. Secretly, he always tried to keep her protected. So we get this whole situation with Nastir in the present day where he's trying to win over the New Mutants, trying to get Magic to work with him. He's like, I'm on your side. Let me help you defeat Sim. We get a second confrontation between Sim and Magic where Magic really lets in and liberates her dark child self. It is her most powerful form, but she's pretty much a straight up demon now, the dark child. The thing is that once she defeats Sim, she tries to teleport out of Limbo with the New Mutants. But what happens when she does this, Nastir is able to hijack her teleportation disc and floods New York City with demons who basically are going to become the soldiers to the Goblin Queen. So now we have the situation where we have Magic trying to hunt down not only Sim, who also has arrived on Earth, she's also out to kill Nastir, while the New Mutants are trying to save as many people as possible. The city itself is starting to be corrupted by the magic of Limbo. So everything is like morphing into this nightmare state. It's really cool how it's depicted. It is in this moment of the story where we have the New Mutants teaming up with the X-Terminators too. Also out of nowhere, Nastir is infected by the techno-organic virus. There's no reference when this happened. I guess it is in some other Inferno tie-in. So obviously, since this is a X-Men crossover, the X-Men are also in the city, they're fighting demons. We have Colossus, who is Illyana's brother, trying to find her because he realizes that she's probably tied up in this whole situation. Now, during this time, everyone thought that the X-Men were dead. So this was like the first story that everyone realized that they were very much alive. Especially, we have a really cool interaction between the X-Men and X-Factor. So we get this epic battle between Colossus and Sim. While the New Mutants, very much aware that time works differently within Limbo, try to hunt down the young child version of Illyana Rasputin. It's pretty cool to see Wolfsbane use her heightened senses to hunt down this little girl. because they see the older version of Ileana is just fallen totally off the edge, giving in to her dark child persona. And we actually even get this really sad moment where Colossus finds her sister after that titanic battle with Sim, and she's incredibly ashamed in what she has become, to the point that when she sees her younger self, she tries to end herself. And there she totally loses it. But what happens is she unleashes the full potential of all of her magic. She's able to teleport every single demon back into Limbo. Apparently she sacrifices herself, but what we discover is that within her body armor, it's just a husk, and when they open it up, they find the little child, Ileana, who has no memories of having lived in Limbo. She gets a second chance at life. So we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.